What is up, everybody? How we y'all doing tonight? Hope y'all are doing wonderful. So as y'all know, a couple days ago, I did a short of my top 20 favorite blasters of all time, and the Mach 100 from the Hyper line is at number 5. And I'm going to tell you why, and I'm going to do a review of the Nerf Hyper Mach 100, because I've been wanting to talk about this thing. Some of y'all don't know what Nerf Hyper is. Let me break it down for you. Nerf Hyper is basically the short dart version of Rival. This is a Rival round, right here. And this is a Hyper round. Nerf Rival rounds, bigger size, softer, golf ball dimpling, Hyper round. A lot more firm, more denser, and it's a rubbery sort of ammo type. This is foam, this is rubber. Hyper has a lot of pros because you can fit more of its ammo in blasters like hoppers. Say with the Nerf Rival Perses, that hopper holds 50, while the Mach 100 has a smaller hopper, it's not removable, holds 100 rounds. A lot of problems. These things get dirty very fast. The sand, the grass, they're just gonna get dirt everywhere, so you gotta clean these things almost every time you wanna use them. And with Rival rounds, you barely get into that problem at all, unless they're wet. I think a lot of people seem to get this confused. These rounds do not stick to each other. They have friction to each other. So that means they can create clusters and jam up in these blasters. The blaster we are going to be taking a look at today is the Nerf Hyper Mach 100. Now this thing is a derivative of, it's extremely comparable to the Nerf Rival Perses. This thing came out a couple years before. This was the best Rival blaster of all time. Personally, it's not my favorite, but it is really good. Removable, hopper fitted, 50 rounds, super high rate of fire, very fun to use, fully automatic. Not very practical, at least if you are using this hopper, because it's just gonna dump your whole load in seconds. But the Rival Perses is a very compelling blaster. The Nerf Hyper Mach 100 is a 2020 release out of Hasbro, coming out in the brand new debuted Hyper line. The Hyper line consisted of 3 blasters, the Rush 40, the Siege 50, and the Mach 100. This was the biggest flagship out of all of them, the Mach 100. How are the ergonomics? Well, this grip is good, but I do think there are some problems with it. You see this right here? I think this is very unnecessary. This is sharp. This does not need to be there whatsoever. It's under the rev trigger. But other than that, the grip is comfortable. It is fine. It's amazing. It even looks really good. You got all this fake carbon fiber texturing on the blaster, and it feels great. But I feel like compared to the grip on the Perses grip is much better because you do not have this plastic piece that is ruining the grip under the rev trigger. It's a lot more rounded, a lot more filleted, a lot more comfortable. Kind of a foregrip up here, and it's very comfortable. It does get the job done, and at least that is something. It's way better than the Perses. You have a Rival rail on the bottom of here, but there's no foregrip. I mean, you can hold it, but it doesn't feel nearly as great. This is good, and you can also hold onto the front here. This is where your battery tray is. We will be getting to that later. As you can tell, this blaster does not have a stock attachment point or a barrel attachment point, but you do have 2 Rival rails. Yep, not Picatinny rails, Rival rails. So if you want to put your Rival attachments, you totally can. Even there is only a couple of Rival attachments. But yeah, I think the ergonomics on the Mach 100 are very good. They're definitely not the best, but they are fantastic. The stock is just solid plastic. There's no carbon fiber or texture on there, but it still feels great. It feels great to shoulder, feels great to hold. I love the ergonomics on this. I apologize. I'm not really a guy who explains details on the blaster well at all, but just looking at it, it looks fantastic. It feels really good. Down to the color scheme, the SMG looks and vibes, the premium feel. Let's start off with the color scheme. The color scheme is really good. You got this lime green, the gray, the white, the hopper's clear. You got the Nerf Hyper logo down here painted on both sides. They just went premium all out with this thing. It nails SMG, and I think it actually looks better than the Nerf Rival Perses. The Rival Perses does not look bad, but just the Mach 100, this thing cannot stand a chance when it comes to the look. There's just a lot more going on with it. This does fit the vibe of being very competitive and practical looking, but I do think this has the vibe of being fun and competitive practical. The functionality and usability of the Hyper Mach 100. Well, first of all, you have a safety. It is on the left side, it's not ambidextrous, but you pull that down. Can't pull the rev trigger, can't pull the firing trigger. Pull it up. Pull the rev trigger, firing trigger. There's no batteries in here, but that's where we get to that. This thing takes 6D batteries. 6D style batteries. And I feel like that's a big downgrade compared to the Perses, because the Perses, push that button, that comes with a rechargeable battery pack. You don't gotta worry about it. You can just, when your battery dies, mine is, you can just put it on the charger, bam. This, you gotta buy D batteries, or like me, you can just buy rechargeable D batteries and just keep on using them. That's not really a problem, but still, D batteries is kind of a downgrade. You got a rev trigger and a firing trigger. The main trigger, it's not the best. If it's a super smushy rev trigger, yeah, that's not good, but I don't really mind stuff like this. It's definitely not clicky, but it works, it gets the job done. The main trigger, it's nice. I mean, it works, not really a whole lot to say, but the triggers are good on the Mach 100. I like this sight. This is a very good sight in my opinion. I think one of the biggest reasons why the Mach 100 is better than the Perses is durability. Because yes, the Perses is built good, it feels nice, but I think the build quality is something I gotta be talking about in these videos. Of the Mach 100, it feels fantastic. It feels so much better. The internals are better inside too, because this thing is prone to go down. I barely use this thing. I mean, I use it quite a bit, but not a whole lot. And both flywheels work, but one of the flywheels, I have to keep it revved up, and then wait for a minute or something like that for the other flywheel to catch up and start spinning. Durability is a huge con when it comes to this thing. I had one before this, it was a blue one, got the thing for my birthday, and this was probably my fault, but I got a rival round stuck in the flywheel. I forgot if it was a good one or a bad one. Probably a bad one, I've had no problems with this whatsoever. None. This blaster will last a super long time. How does the Nerf Hyper Mach 100 work? Simple. Open your hopper up top, load into 100 hyper rounds, or how many hyper rounds you want to, hold down the rev trigger, and you can fire away. So, let's see how this thing does. So first off, we got the blaster firing stock Nerf Hyper rounds. And we're out. Hey, so there are a couple of ways you can make your hyper rounds feed a lot more consistently through this thing. These are not really the best ideas, not really smart ideas, but just maybe take a little bit of cleaning solution. That will make the rubberiness non-existent. Once again, definitely not the smartest idea. Maybe you can do that with water or something like that if you don't want to use cleaning solution. And Lele, what do you think of the Mach 100? You like it? You wanna hold it? Yeah, this is my favorite fully automatic and my 6th favorite blaster of all time. I think I put it in 5th place. Now check out the consistency. I didn't even shake that whatsoever. Wow! That is amazing. Yeah, as you saw, firing this thing with stock hyper rounds, it is incredibly inconsistent. Not on my model, but everybody's model. That is because these hyper rounds, I do like hyper, and I think it's a really good idea. You got all the rounds in the agitator trying to go to the barrel, you're gonna have jams. But yeah, you can put powder in this thing. There's something that will just make the rounds not feel rubbery, and it will feel very consistent. Powder, I have put that in there. You know, it works. I don't know if that's gonna really damage your blaster, probably not. But just do those if you want your hyper rounds to be consistent and this thing to shoot well. Because when this thing shoots like that, oh, this thing is good. I didn't even have to shake it. And the Perses, you have to shake it. I don't really consider it a big deal shaking, but at the same time, it can be distracting, and you can get a bunch of hyper rounds, get this thing some rechargeable D batteries, and I would say this thing could be very practical. I don't know about practical, but say there's a bunch of people you gotta get, and you just run this thing down, oh, you're gonna hit them no matter what. Because the hyper rounds, not the most accurate thing ever, but dang, this thing shoots hard. Trust me, the Perses is not a bad blaster, but I do think the Mach 100 just has so much more to offer. Now, not everybody's gonna say this thing is better than the Perses. A lot of people do think stock the Perses is better, and I do get that. But if you fix and really trying to get this thing cooked into the oven, you are going to have a wonderful blaster. Overall, and maybe the sound of firing this thing, because it does kind of sound a little bit like a dying cat, but the Mach 100 is fantastic. I would highly recommend this thing. That's not what I hear a lot of people say. A lot of people say this is a middling blaster. I do think that. But I think this is one of the most underrated blasters Nerf's ever made. I don't know about underrated, but this, I would say 100% get this if you're looking for an SMG. If you want to make the hyper rounds good, and you want to use this as a stock blaster, go for it. Freaking go for it. It's depending on your preference. But for me, Mach 100 has the edge. The Mach 100 is a better blaster. The Mach 100 is my favorite fully automatic blaster of all time. Yeah, that is my review of the Nerf Hyper Mach 100. Thank you very much for watching this video. I know this is not really a good review, but I will see you on the next one. As always, peace out.